Bones are important. Bones hold us upright. The skull protects the most important organ in the body and yet the most delicate organ in the body, which is the brain. The only exposed bone in the whole body are teeth. Dentists make a fortune because so many people, their teeth are breaking down. I don't know whether you are familiar with the work of Dr. Weston Price. He's a dentist who in the 30s, he went all around the islands photographing people's teeth. Perfect alignment. And then in some countries, only 10 years later, some of these islands, white man had come in with the devitalised food and he took more photographs. In fact, his whole book is just about photographs. And there the teeth started to be cramped because the people weren't getting the nutrition. So our bones need nutrition. Unfortunately, today there's a condition called osteoporosis, which is bones, they're breaking up far too young. You see, our bones should be strong till the day we die. So what I'd like to look at in this presentation on osteoporosis is what causes the deterioration of our bones and how we can strengthen our bones. There is a misconception today that bones are made of calcium, but bones are not made of calcium. Bones are made of a mineral balance. You see, calcium is called the king, and this is where the problem arises. I think this is where the misconception about calcium has happened. It's called the king because when calcium gets into the cell, all the other minerals piggyback on the back of calcium. So yes, he does deserve the title of king. But bones are not made of calcium. Bones are made of 12 minerals and 64 trace minerals. Let me show you. So the minerals that bones are made up of are boron and calcium. There certainly is some calcium in there, chromium and iron and magnesium and manganese and selenium and sulfur and silica, potassium, phosphorus and zinc. That's what bones are made of, and 64 trace minerals. So the million-dollar question is, where do we find such a thing? In his book, The Calcium Lie, Dr. Robert Thompson gives a very good illustration of this. He says, this is his view, he says the clearest indication of a creator God is seawater. He said, you think about it, the rain comes down, it washes into the rivers. On my morning walk this morning, I was going by a fast river, and we've had a lot of rain here in Vancouver. And the water was a milky colour. You know what the milk is? It's minerals. Minerals that have been washed down from the heavy rains. And by the time the waterways get to the sea, it's a very salty taste because of the minerals. You see, in seawater, there are approximately 92 minerals. And the reason why Dr. Robert Thompson says that the seawater is the clearest indication of a creator God is because that mineral balance and proportion that you will find in seawater is what you'll find in your bones, is what you'll find in your blood, is what you'll find in every tissue of the body, the fluid that the brain swims in, the lymphatic fluid. It is all this same balance. And so common sense says to us, well, that's where we need to get our minerals from. That's where we'll get the minerals in the balance that the bones need. No, I don't suggest you drink seawater. We should be drinking pure water. But you can buy a salt called Celtic Salt. And Celtic Salt contains 82 minerals. Some are in such pico proportion in the 92 that when the evaporation of the water takes place, some are inevitably lost. But if you take the Celtic Salt, you are getting the minerals that you need to strengthen your bones. All the minerals that you need are found there. Now there is another salt that is very similar, and that's Himalayan. You might even have, it's also 82 minerals. It's just that the Celtic salt has 3 magnesiums and the Himalayan doesn't have that many magnesiums. And this explains why the Celtic salt is such a moist salt. A lot of people don't like it. They say it's too wet. I said that's because of the 3 minerals. That's because of the 3 magnesiums. And it's magnesium that actually pulls the water inside the cells. So the Celtic salt is my favourite because of the 3 minerals. Celtic salt is my favourite because of the 3 magnesiums. If all you can get and all you have is the Himalayan salt, it certainly is sufficient because it has all of those minerals. So how do we strengthen our bones? Let's make a list of how we can strengthen our bones. One way to strengthen the bones is to have Celtic salt or Himalayan. Dr. Robert Thompson states that if you have a crystal of Celtic salt before every glass of water, and how much water should we be having? We should be having At least 8 glasses a day. If you're Australian, that's a 250ml glass, and if you're an American, it's an 8-ounce glass. It certainly is the same amount. And I say here, at least. If you're working out in the garden and you're perspiring a lot, you need a little bit more. Celtic Salt, Dr. Robert Thompson advises, a crystal before every glass. So that's 8 times in a day. He says all you are doing is replacing the minerals that you lost yesterday.